Congresswoman Becca Balint of Vermont, thank you for being here on
Very happy
CNN
to be here
this morning. You had talked about this as an economic cliff, the potential.
Yes.
Now it's pulled back. So how does that affect things now? Do you see this as a moment to potentially reset?
I don't. Because what I'm hearing from my businesses in Vermont is that, is it good that there's a pause? Yes. Does this change materially what businesses are dealing with right now? No, because there's still incredible instability. They can't plan. It's on again. It's off again. There is this level of contempt that the president and the administration is showing towards regular people that they can't trust their own eyes and their own ears to say that this was the plan all along. You had Vietnam
step up and say, look, okay, let's adjust tariffs. It's a pretty important country. There are going to be countries that come forward and negotiate. Is that not a better situation to be in?
Well, the thing that I always say to constituents when they ask me this is that so much of what is happening with this administration is happening in secret. We never get the details. We never understand fully what, first of all, what the plan is. You got the trade representative in committee yesterday being questioned, and he didn't even know that it was happening. And so when you look at that...
And he claimed he did, just to be clear, but you sound dubious.
I do sound dubious because you have a master manipulator. That is what Trump is. He's a master manipulator of people. And people come in, and you were talking about it with the panel. People come in, they kiss the ring, they bend the knee, they think somehow we're going to get something different. We don't ever get anything different. It's chaos, it's confusion, and business needs stability, and they still don't have that. They can't plan.
One of the reasons why I want to talk to Democrats about this is because when you think about the legacy of globalization, of NAFTA, these were Democrat-led projects. At a CNN town hall last night, you had Bernie Sanders from your home state rejecting Trump's trade and foreign policy goals, but he did have this to say about these kinds of agreements.
What these trade agreements in essence said to corporate America, hey, no problem. You can throw American workers out on the street. You can go to Mexico. You can go to China and hire people for pennies an hour. And I thought that that was a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea. Tariffs used selectively are a good idea if they're going to protect American jobs.
This is the Democratic legacy that voters are upset about and responding to Trump with. So what is the message going forward? How should the party be talking about trade policy?
So I agree with Senator Sanders that whenever we're talking about tariffs, there are times to protect industries, there are times to protect workers with strategic, tactical tariffs. But this broad-based tariff regime, on again, off again, is not good for workers, it's not good for businesses. Ultimately, what Senator Sanders has said for years, in which I absolutely agree with him, is that we have to bring working people back into the center of our party. We have lost the confidence of working people across this country. We need a broad coalition of working people. And when you look at, when you juxtapose what's happening to workers right now and the loss of material wealth, and you juxtapose that with this constant refrain of trickle-down economics coming from Trump and the Republicans. We're going to talk about my work in the Budget Committee. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. We know this. We have all the evidence that we need. American workers don't benefit from this.
You mentioned the Budget Committee. Right now, Republicans are having a difficult time basically trying to pass a budget. Last night, the House Speaker actually had to cancel a vote because they didn't have support, realizing it would fail. And then sort of here were all the responses over the following hours.
That we're going to find a requisite number of savings while also protecting essential programs. We're not going to cut Medicare, Social Security, or Medicaid. Don't believe the lies about that.
A mandate to do what? To take away health care? To enact the largest Medicaid cut in American history? They have no mandate for any of this.
When they say they're not going to cut Medicaid, what do you say to them?
They're lying.
Okay, here's the thing. When it comes to social safety net programs, Democrats can get a lot of political energy out of even talking about threats. Is there actually something in this budget that you actually just cannot support?
Oh, so much. Look, when you look at this mythical magic that they're doing right now, they say that they're going to deliver these tax cuts without ballooning the deficit. That is not true. The math doesn't work. And they also talk about that somehow they're going to deliver these savings without touching Medicaid. It's not possible. We know where the money is in the federal government. So when you charge a committee with making cuts to a certain part of government and you say you're not going to cut $880 billion from Medicaid, again, it's mythical magic. It doesn't work.
Is that why Republicans are reluctant here? I mean, as we said, this bill didn't go forward.
They're reluctant because the hawks on the deficit know that what's going to happen is that the tax cuts that are proposed that are going to the extremely wealthy and big corporations are going to be only partially paid for by the cuts. So again, it is this sleight of hand that they're doing on paper. We know where the money has to come from, and we know when you look at what it is that they're building this budget, they are delivering massive tax cuts on the backs of working people. And people can see through it. It's outrageous.
Well, Congresswoman, thank you for your time. Thank you for the insight from the Budget Committee, actually. I appreciate that. It's 56 minutes.